to the what is unfortunately paranormal topic of Sasquatch. So I am the writer, director, producer of the major motion picture feature film that was on pay-per-view, kicked ass on Netflix and Amazon Prime and QuickTime. Did absolutely phenomenal throughout pop culture, entitled Discovering Bigfoot. I literally, everything I do is for the discovery of Bigfoot. I'm a full-time Sasquatch researcher. And man, am I behind. Holy cow. So I've been so working on expeditions, doing the Nia Bay expedition and coming home. And I had some flip-flopping to do with expeditioners all over the place. So it's been a tremendous amount of work and just getting organized for 2025. It's been a lot. But I'm really excited. Expeditions are only 2 weeks away. So I'll be in 1 week, out the next for the whole, all the way till the snow flies. So I'm super excited about this year. This is going to be a year like none other. We are taking it completely and utterly to the next level. Hello, Andy. Thank you very much for tuning in. So Andy will be moderating today. A lot of the moderators, for those of you who are new, will be answering questions because we've done, I don't know, 100 live shows. It's been a lot. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a lot. So we've got hundreds of videos up on YouTube. And I have filmed Sasquatch on multiple occasions. Quick question, man. Please don't get upset. Oh, I got a hard, and there should be some hard questions, and I really appreciate them. So, like Rob Slolo. Hello, James. Thank you very much. There's a longtime colleague and friend of mine, James Penner. Excellent stuff going on with him. Rob Solo says he has a quick question. Please don't get upset. Rob, just ask the question. You're not going to upset me. I have, guys, I've literally, like, it's been so much. Peace to you too, Royal Creations. Thanks for tuning in. I've been through so much. I've been on so many interviews, been smashed with so many questions. I really kind of feel invincible. Like, you just can't hit me with anything. I'm gonna just manage it. I mean, guys, I've been in court cases in the Supreme Court of Canada. We were doing court cases in the United States, species protection. I've spoken in front of very hostile audiences. I was at the gathering of the Juggalos, for God's sake, the insane clown posse. And I had a guest speaking spot there. So, it's been, I can handle it. Rob Solo, trust me, I can handle it. I've been charged by grizzly bears, attacked by black bears and mountain lions, and, been out in the deepest, darkest depths of the wilderness like most people could never imagine. So trust me. See that your question, and you know what, Rob, seriously, that's just a lightweight question. First, I'm going to say, when am I going to Oklahoma? Oh my God. I would love to go to Oklahoma. I have lots of connections there. I had Oklahomies, a couple from Oklahoma that I had such a fantastic expedition for Nia Bay. They were actually like a married couple going on their honeymoon for a Bigfoot expedition with me. How awesome is that? So absolutely amazing. Do I think Bigfoot is part of the Nephilim? Absolutely not. No way. And if it is, it's talking biblical stuff. That's scripture and, scripture where, a man took on an army with a jawbone of an ass and, lots of, Noah's Ark and stuff like that. No, I have, my mom's a Christian. I was raised Christian. And, so it just doesn't, like, it's not going to do us any good. If they have described Nephilim as Sasquatch, it just doesn't do us any good. It's not descriptive. It's not teaching us anything. And this discovery process, like what we're doing in the Discovering Bigfoot research project, I mean, I said in the video I'm going to put up, and I was out with Ashley just a couple weeks ago, walking around the research site, just going, oh my God, like so much new evidence. We had a Sasquatch sighting, and it was absolutely incredible. I have to tell the truth. There is nothing. There is nobody that's ever done anything like this. Like even you got to understand, this is at a level of success. Like it's now 30 people officially. Dan, colleague and two-time expeditioner, eyewitness of Sasquatch. So I got that information. I got that confirmation from him. 30 people have eyewitnessed a Sasquatch on expedition. I've taken out over 100 people into the backcountry wilderness. Probably the majority of them have had a live interaction with a Sasquatch that convinced them that they're real. Where you hear a Sasquatch smashing booming, and then you go out there and there's evidence, and they're convinced that it's legitimately a Sasquatch. So beyond a reasonable doubt. And I'm talking for the skeptics out there. You got it. These are freaking brilliant people. I had Garth. He's a famous plastic surgeon famous surgeon out of California. Now he does plastic surgery. Very, very famous guy. You can see his videos up on my YouTube channel. He was sneaky. He came out with an old friend who's now a Green Beret, and they didn't tell me who this gentleman was. And I'm looking at this guy, and he's a tracker, he's a woodsman, like he's got serious expertise. I'm really seeing what's going on with him. And we had all these incredible Sasquatch interactions come around, and Garth's looking at because Garth was in his own private trailer, and I was in a trailer with this Green Beret, who he took like a Green Beret, like highest level, who was like at a status right now I can't even talk about. He's just high up in the U.S. military, but guy who came up from boots on the ground all the way to the top. And the guy looked at Garth like one day we're out there and the Sasquatch is booming and crashing and running around making sounds. He looks at Garth. He goes, "This guy's legit. That's really a Sasquatch. Like you couldn't fool us." And he even had his own things going on, his little tricks that he was doing, making sure I wasn't sneaking around. There was nobody out in the bush. Like he was doing all these little things. And I kind of saw it because iron sharpens iron. But I just respect, like, if you're gonna have that, this is your expedition. Do what you're gonna do. Like this is your thing. You're special. I want you to have your success your way, and I really encourage people to do that. And on day 5 when we had Sasquatch around, he looked at Garth. Like he's not in the videos, but Garth will speak powerfully, and so will his. He had a professional photographer come out. And those guys like, there's a Sasquatch out there. Like we're so convinced, and I have dozens and dozens and dozens of people that all have had these encounters. So we're just killing it, guys. Like we're doing so good, and this year is going to be such next level. I'm so freaking excited. It's official. 3/4 Comanche, sniper, former airborne, kick-ass, amazing, predatory expert, all going backcountry into the freaking where I've never taken anybody. Like how excited I am about this. And then I got my crew of Logan, Marcus, and Billy. Billy's an ER doctor. Marcus is just this kick-ass businessman. And Logan, I don't know, Logan's been in a dozen videos. He's out there he's like such a devoted, exceptional colleague. He started the Bigfoot app where we have cameras out there that you can watch while we're on an expedition. So like I'm supposed to call Logan. I'm hoping to talk to Logan tonight. But guys, like the level that we're at, like the dozens and dozens of incredible, awesome, high level, amazing anthropologists, PhDs, doctors, lawyers, judges. It just goes on and on. The list of impeccable. I literally look at all these incredible human beings coming out with me, and I'm just in absolute awe. I've gone to the highest hilltop. I worked with but the best in the world. John Benernigel, PhD wildlife biologist, Jeff Meldrum, cream of the crop, creme de la creme, short of a Sasquatch, episodes of Survivor Man Bigfoot. Survivor Man Bigfoot came into Sasquatch, segued through 2 episodes that were with me that spawned a whole series. So we're at such a level, guys. Like this is exceptional, unreal, spectacular. I mean, Ashley and I literally saw Sasquatch 2 weeks ago. Clearly, you watch the video, it's there, and we're just killing it. Like get it. I'm trying to illuminate y'all because I know it gets frustrating year after year. Like what's going on? I had a great year last year, but was it enough? No. Can you look at me and go, like, what did you really do? What greatness did you achieve? It was small. It was good lessons, but did we explode? Like, we're growing like 25%. Every year we grow 25%, which is big, right? That's an excellent, as a business, as a company, these expeditions and the YouTube videos and the exposure, Discovering Bigfoot Part 2 is now a series. All my Patreon followers are going to get to see the cream of it, but I'm going to have to hold back a little. Well, they're going to see the best of it. The footage that they want to see, they're going to see. I'm going to have a special showing just for them. And I'm not really supposed to talk about this because Warner Brothers is going to be pissed at me, but whatever. I'm going to private showing for them because I promised them I would do that. And then you're going to see it in a series. It's going to go out on, Netflix, Amazon Prime, whatever they're going to do with it. It's going to be properly distributed. So very, very exciting time, guys. There's so much going on. Just get excited because the next level is happening in 2025. I was predicting this for a long time. 2025 is going to be such a spectacular year. I'm doing things I've never, ever done before. So Andy says, please subscribe. You can subscribe. You'll have free access to over 530 videos. Is that where we're at? And Discovering Bigfoot website, the virtual library of Sasquatch. It really is. It's so much stuff. So Boom from Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma. You guys keep calling, keep working, do stuff in Oklahoma. If I can cooperate and help out, like watch the movie, watch the Survivor Man Bigfoot, watch the videos that I put up when I put them up, and learn. And it's absolutely amazing. So become a monthly supporter of my Patreon family and receive several free gifts. That's right. We got posters and stuff for Patreon followers. Just relax. I know it's been 6 weeks since I put something out. You're gonna get the Kubota collection. In fact, you guys are way ahead. You got like how many photos of Jake? Like incredible Jake collection, Jane collection. You should all have now. And then I got a Kubota collection, and then next will be just gonna be the documentary. Just gonna smash it out there. So much great stuff, God, guys. So do you hear about the man that saw a giant in Mexico is real? I don't know. No, I didn't hear about that. I don't really. I'm not on. I haven't done much for social media. I'm just boots on the ground so much right now. Hey Todd, I cannot wait for your new doc. Yeah, it's going to be a series, Lonnie. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's very exciting. New footage, right? So new footage. It's not better than anything I've ever done, but what's cool about it is it's completely different. It's stuff I've never done before. I was having an interaction with this incredible young Sasquatch who was like following me around, an injured, like severely injured Sasquatch, a whole backstory that's not even talked about in the movie. I couldn't. I just what I have a tendency to do is just go straight to the cream, right? Like this is the cream of what happened. This is all the excitement and all the backstory, everything that's so important isn't attacked. It'll be coming out later, and for you guys that watch it, I'll be answering. I'll tell you all about the backstory. It's an injured because there was a famous Sasquatch decades ago. They called him the something crippler. He had a busted up foot. That's what this is a young Sasquatch. He's heavy. He's in California. I can't talk about the place. I went out there because of Claudia Ackley and the lawsuit that we were doing because we had to have Sasquatch in California if we're going to sue them in California because I have to take fish and wildlife from California out there and show them Sasquatch. And I had this spot. And it was amazing, incredible success with this young, probably about a 14-year-old male who has a busted up, not so much, his foot was not that bad, but the way he was walking was bad. He had a bad stride. The foot was kind of smaller. His legs probably badly injured, and then he had odd movement in his body. I actually tell you guys why. Because long story short, years and years ago, probably like 10 years ago, maybe when that Sasquatch was like 4 or 5 years old, I believe that he fell from a rock face. Because what happened was with these native people and other people were around, they heard screaming, like horrible screaming, like something was being murdered or killed. And so they all went to investigate these native people, and they found blood, like lots of blood, tissue, hair, all sorts of weird stuff like that, and tracks, bloody tracks from like look like footprints in Sasquatch. The Sasquatch that came to rescue, I believe this Sasquatch was about 5 years old that fell from a tremendous height and was severely injured. They went and picked him up and moved him off and cared for him. And I believe that was the Sasquatch I was interacting with. And there's so much more to it than that. So really cool stuff, guys. Like this is such a rich uh, area that we're in. It's everything is so spectacular, and just you guys should be so excited. I'm thrilled, so thrilled. So what's your take on Tim Baker's encounters? I don't know Tim Baker, so I can't have any take on him. Tristan says, good afternoon, Todd. Shout out from Northern Alberta. Slave Lake. Wow, there's totally Sasquatch up there, right? I used to live in Fort McMurray. Where should I go to try to get a sighting of Sasquatch on my own here in Alberta? Thanks for all you do. Tristan, Northern Alberta. Just make sure you're looking for tree breaks and stuff, right? Like Wood Buffalo National Park would be a fantastic spot. There's a video I would love to have investigated. So a native gentleman years and years ago showed a video. It's out there where a Sasquatch throws a tree like a spear, and it's a Sasquatch. It has. I'm like 99% sure that's a Sasquatch. I even have some insider information. 99.9%. It's got to be a Sasquatch. You just couldn't have faked that. I interviewed and I was around for it. If you can find the spot where that Sasquatch tossed that tree, that's up in northern Alberta. That would be great. But I don't know. Look. Just dig around. Look around. If you watch Survivor Man Bigfoot, all 4 episodes that I'm starring in, and if you watch Discovering Bigfoot, and just keep up with my videos and stuff, you'll find a spot. They'll come to you. What you have to do is you have to be ready. You have to be an excellent student, and when the student is ready, the master will appear. I'm nothing special. I have these incredible research areas, like the Nordegg spot. I was called to, and I got guided out there. But the radium spot, no way, man. I found that. I worked that out. I whittled my way in there. I spent years figuring stuff out, working it out, and learning the terrain, just getting out there, boots on the ground, just rip it, right? Like, and get brave, go backcountry, do some kick-ass stuff, like, you know, just work it, like go hard. I'm not special. Nothing special about me. I just worked freaking hard. I was dedicated and determined and passionate about the subject. And Tristan, if you are, you'll make it happen. And I would love to help out in any way I can, especially Southern Alberta. So go get your go build yourself up, become a great tracker, learn about the ecology, learn about the berries, learn about the plants, learn about the animals and the birds and everything that happens at night. Become an expert out there and they'll come to you, they'll find you. When your greatness rises up, the teachers will come in and find you, and that's the Sasquatch. Royal Creation says, I've studied Aramaic and Hebrew for over 30 years, and the Sasquatch are definitely not Nephilim. And I agree with that. But even if it is, even if that argument exists, what good does it do us? Read about the Nephilim and that's it. How does it apply? How does it help the discovery process? And I don't really think it does ultimately. It's not like, oh, if they are Nephilim, then the discovery process is moving forward in some spectacular way. It's mildly interesting at best, and it doesn't do much for the discovery. And that's what I'm really about. Is I want this to move forward. I want to succeed. I want to grow and gain ground and push this discovery to the next level. Really the goal. I think about this a lot, and I want it. I want a Sasquatch to come up and take an apple out of my hand and sit down with me. I want that to happen on a regular basis. I'd like to exchange gifts with them. I actually walk around now with an apple in my pocket. And when a Sasquatch comes around, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that apple, I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to give it to him in exchange for his greatness and him allowing me to be on that land and respect for who he is in this beautiful land that I'm walking on. That's really, his territory. But and then try to make that repeatable over and over and over again. Make that repeatable. Make that a thing. So learn to have a greeting and a sit down with the Sasquatch. That's what I would like to do. And there's so many things that I've learned. There's so much going on, so many levels. I don't really even, honestly, I don't really teach people a lot about that. There's a next level that I can get to when I go out by myself. There's ceremonies and things and structures and stuff that I can do that will help, help call them in. Excuse me. Barry says, hey, Todd, hope as well. Things are fantastic. Couldn't be better. Dylan says, you're amazing, Todd. You're awesome. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Andy says, Sasquatch experience. If you'd like a free Sasquatch photograph, send me an email at discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com. Say hi. If you have something you want to tell me, send it to discoveringbigfoot@gmail.com, and I will check it out, and I would love to hear from you. Enjoy your work. The videos are amazing. Pictures are 100% Bigfoot is real. Justin, you're absolutely correct. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Much gratitude for you. Royal Creations. No, Todd only does Sasquatch research. Nothing to do with dogmen or other cryptids. That is correct. In fact, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like I think it's good that we call dogmen and mothman cryptids. I think that's okay. I accept that term. But like John Bitternagel taught me, to be a cryptozoologist, you just got to do this. Watch. Ready? Hi, I'm a cryptozoologist. So is it really valuable when you do nothing to get it? You can say you're a cryptozoologist, but what does that really mean? So, take it with a grain of salt when somebody says that. How many years you've been working, and like what have you done, and what have you, as a cryptozoologist, what buildup have you had? What information, what research, what success have you had? I would say that. I'll never call myself a cryptozoologist because, like Royal said, no dogman, no Mothman, no Loch Ness, no ghosts. I'm not a paranormal researcher. I've told this to Discovery Channel, History Channel. They want me to come out and do ghosts and goblins and, dogmen. I'm not interested. A bear researcher does bears. You want to come do deer? He's not interested. I do bear, right? Like an eye specialist, ear specialist, you got to go. I'm a specialist, right? Well, my specialties are I'm a wilderness expert. You cannot do what I do. You can't take people out into the wilderness, hundreds of people, including film crews and real meatheads on film crews, out and successfully guide them in these places. It's freaking dangerous. Super, super dangerous. So there's a level of wilderness expertise that I have, and there's really I'm at the age, like I'm half a century, and man, I've spent a lot of time in the wilderness, and I'm doing over, what is it, like 120 days a year out backcountry, boots on the ground. And only that limited because it's winter here in Canada for like freaking 6 months of the year. I'd probably do a lot more. I don't do the research when there's snow on the ground. It just to push animals and to be out in the wilderness, you can damage the ecology and the wildlife by walking around in winter. So I don't do that. But I do, in the winter, I go do, I talk to people and I do post production and videos and stuff like that. But yeah, it's I'm just Sasquatch and wilderness. That's what I do. I love wilderness. I love nature. I love wildlife, and I'm a I'm a wildlife specialist. I can identify what squirrels or crows or wolves or how to react with bears. There's just a ton of stuff that I know, but my expertise is not with bears and not with wolves. I have a jack of all understanding of animals that's a very high level based on experience. You're talking to a human being who I have now spent over 1,000 days in the backcountry alone, and I've done over 1,000 days where I've been guiding other people. Now I guide people more than I go out on my own, which I'm hoping to sort of change with the Patreon follows and the new content that I'm putting out there. But yeah, that's what I do. I love the wilderness and I love the Sasquatch. Is mind speak like showing you pictures, or is it a language? It's a form of communication. This is from Willie and Betty. Don't. Um, so again, I talked about this. I'll just go over it quickly. So they'll send you a picture of something. It's a video, not a picture. So I send you a picture of my son, and you see my son, and I'm out playing football with him, and I'm tossing the ball, but you don't know who this person is. You just see this video of me with my son, and then there's an emotion attached to it, and you see that I love this boy, and he means so much to me, and I care for him, and I'm his protector, and I provide for him. You go, oh, and you see these smaller, and you go, oh, that's your son, because of my emotions, of the way I feel about this young man, and maybe his look and whatnot. But you realize through feeling that who that is and what that person means to me. And those feelings and those emotions are what create the language in combination with what you're seeing. And it's an incredible way of communicating. And it's the future. And that's why we haven't discovered Sasquatch, is because they are telepathic. I think the dog man is a mixed breed. Yeah. And I'm respect to your perspective. That's good. Super excited, says Ghost Viper. Hey, Jules. Everybody saying hi. Highly toxic girl. You have a better chance of finding a Yeti in the Himalayas than finding the Bigfoot? I would totally disagree with you. So, completely 1000% disagree with you. Best way to make a donation? Yeah, you can make a donation through Patreon, or you can go to PayPal. It's on my website. My website is discoveringbigfoot.org. Everything is Discovering Bigfoot. Discovering Bigfoot at Gmail, discoveringbigfoot.org. The movie is called Discovering Bigfoot. That's who we are. What's up, Todd? Hey, respect going into the forest and doing what you do. Well, take care of yourself, my friend. Like, make sure you're safe. Where's my, I have a Garmin that I take out. I don't know what the heck I did with that thing. Take really good care of yourself. Make sure you're safe. Don't take any silly risks like I used to do. It's your safety matters to me dramatically, sincerely. Like, this is and take it in stages. Do a day, do 2 days, then take some time to think and learn and take it step by step. And learn about the tracks, learn about animal sign, learn about the sounds of animals, learn about the animals that are there, and their behaviors. Just study stuff. There's so much online knowledge that you can get, and then books and all sorts of amazing things. So mind speak is like a strong thought. They can also show you pictures in your mind. That's Julie's song. I totally agree with you. Thank you, Julie. For free Sasquatch photo, that is correct. Andy, you are the man, Andy. Thank you. So Royal Creations, there's my Patreon. Thank you so much, Royal. You're awesome. You guys. This is the Discovering Bigfoot family. Welcome. We only get thousands of views. And there's, right now we're getting thousands. In shows we've done tens of thousands of views, and then we're international, all over the world. People tune in, and I absolutely love that. So someone that's called Hope Sala Fragan, I can't pronounce it. I know when you were rushed by Bigfoot, screaming was a reflex. Do you think if you hadn't screamed, the creatures would have reacted differently? No, they were owning me, and they had a plan of action, and they were not going back. So Oh, you know, I was she's talking about the flare incident when I was screaming at them, "Get out of here!" Get. I was really, I was a little bit real and a little bit acting, because when you see a bear, "Get out of here, bear! Get out of here!" Like you're acting. I'm not really pissed, right? And you go through the range of emotions. You get to that point where they're being a jerk, and you get heightened. I just use my instincts, right? So it was a little bit of, actually, I'd say there were three ingredients when I had that flare. So I was one third terrified, one third freaking exhausted, cranky, starving. You got to keep that. I hadn't slept properly in 5 days, 2 hours of sleep, hiking, backcountry, out of food. Like you're cranky, your bones hurt, you're pissed off, and you want to sleep, and they just woke me up. So that's one third, and then one third acting. So that would be the whole gamut. I'm just being really transparent with you guys. So, and there were actually, but that was the general mood that I was in. There were moments where I go, oh, okay, that was, I went for 100%, 80%. Oh my God, that's terrifying. When I saw Sasquatch moving or all these cool things, there was one moment where you hear a tree going. It's a pine sapling, about, I'd say it had a 10-inch diameter, and it was Seeger, the big dominant male, who was about to go, next level with me. But he was standing beside this tree, and he was shaking it like, it felt like the tree, it looked like the tree was coming out of the ground. The tree was moving, and he wasn't. He's just like brute strength moving, like I'd never seen power like that. Like this is like, if you tied a truck to it, two trucks pulling it back and forth, it would move like that in synchronicity. Like that is some insane strength. I never heard or seen power like that in real life from a living organism. Like never. And yeah, it was. And then I'm watching him, and then a Sasquatch comes right. But oh man, the stuff that was going on that day, that was crazy. What a what a gift. But absolutely fantastic. This video is insane. Thank you, Dylan. Hey, yeah, it is. It's pretty awesome. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Hey, Julie, says James. Hi. Marty McFly. Hey, I saw Back to the Future. What about Mothman? Nope, not me. So Ghost Viper Todd. Whoops, that's a cool name, Ghost Viper Todd. Where are most of the Sasquatch located? Oh gosh, I think where there's black bear country. If there's black bears, there's some good likelihood you'll see Sasquatch. If there's a healthy mountain lion population, maybe. I think black bears were just the best indicators for me, in my opinion. But they're going to be in spots even where there's not black bears, or there'll be spots where there's black bears and not Sasquatch. So there's exceptions to the rule, but that's a general idea I have. And then you got to look for signs, and there's some signs. So tree breaks are one of my main things, and there are places where you can't break a tree. Like the trees in California, they're like rubber. You can't bust and tree break them, so you have to look for different kinds of signs of Sasquatch, and that's not easy to do. But I don't do much. I'm kind of a Pacific Northwest. Not kind of. I'm a real Pacific Northwest guy. And as you get into the South, even like below California, like lower SoCal, forget about it. Northern California is different. I can manage it pretty well. I get the substrate, I get the terrain. It works for me. But when you go SoCal, Southern California, and into the Southern United States, very different ecology. I have been trained there. I had an Alabama backcountry wilderness expert just, teach me for weeks, and that was amazing. What an incredible experience it was. Once you have a good understanding and knowledge of the wilderness, it's a little easier to pick up other places. So I picked it up really fast. So I do have good experience with like the snakes, the rattlesnakes, the water moccasins, the scorpions, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm good. I need more experience and more time and more training in Southern U.S., but I love it. But I'm more of a North man, and I have a severe expertise when it comes to Pacific Northwest, and even I found that the Adirondacks in New York, and then up into Ontario, I did very well. That the species are very similar, and it was pretty cool. Will you ever put up footage that leads up to the Bigfoots you've caught on camera? I'd love to see that before and after footage. Enjoy watching. I don't really have that. I wasn't a filmmaker, guys. I was just going for the money shot. You're literally out there, and you gotta understand. I know it's so hard for people to understand, but there's 24 freaking hours in a day. Do you understand that? And I have 8 batteries, let's say. I can burn those out in 2 days. I'm out there for 7. You can't walk around with your batteries going. And back when I filmed that stuff, there was no solar generating crap. I didn't have that. So, and in truth, the Canon 60D camera that I had, it had little batteries and it was a battery pig. Such a pig. It sucked juice like crazy. The batteries wouldn't last me 30 minutes, with all the autofocus and all the functions on it. It was just a pig. So you're always conserving batteries. Literally, when I filmed Kubota, you got to understand. So I'm done. I've burned up my batteries, and there's a Sasquatch, and I can see him, and I know he's there. I'm literally working with that red light flashing, I'm zooming in, zooming in. It's like record, boom, there's Kubota. Oh my god! And then boom, the camera dies. I literally drop that battery on the ground, grab another dead battery, put it in, and zoom back out. Boom, and I get something. I get a few more seconds of footage of Kubota. Then that dies, and you're saying, well, why is that? Well, because I've been out there for freaking 7 days. How many hours are in 7 days? How many hundreds of hours have I been out there? And I maybe have 50 hours of battery footage. Just, you guys don't understand. If you can't get that, like, you just don't know, because they're around all the freaking time, and you never know when the hell they're gonna pop up. I have no control over that. Like, some ignoramus once told me, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but the man was very ignorant. So this professional videographer was like, when you film Jane, all the conditions were wrong. You have direct sunlight, you've got snow on the ground, she's in this horrible position in direct sunlight, you shouldn't have been filming her there. And I'm like, have you ever filmed a Sasquatch? He goes, no. I go, you ever filmed any wildlife? Well, no. So be quiet. Don't be disrespectful. There's a Sasquatch there, and I'm not moving my goddamn position. I'm filming right freaking now. I'm getting this footage. I don't give a crap. I'm putting on a neutral density filter. Like, I'm zooming in, and I don't care. And I put that stuff out there fearlessly, because I know at the end of the day, I will be vindicated. When we make this discovery, people are going to go back and go, holy crap, look at the footage this guy's got all the way back to 2006. Those are real Sasquatch. Look at the ridicule. Look at the crap that he's been through. And I'm not complaining about that. That's just par for the course. You think Stephen Hawking didn't do that? You think Einstein? You think Mother Teresa didn't have this problem? Like, this is just par for a paradigm shift. I'm not even special. This happens all the freaking time in all kinds of industries. When you break the paradigm, you get ridiculed and mocked and chastised, and then boom, once the reality sinks in that this is legit, people settle in. This is a de facto discovery, guys. We have freaking DNA. Like, you know why I did court cases? Because I was going to destroy Fish and Wildlife, and they goddamn well knew it. They knew it. Fish and Wildlife anywhere in the United States and in Canada, they will never allow me to get to trial. Never. They will backlog me. They will push me. They will use every excuse in the world. Literally, by the time I get to court, and all the paperwork's all done, 10, 15 years later, the lawyer will retire, and then the firm will shut down, and then they'll start all over again. Like, they will never, ever let this go to trial. They made that very clear. They were going to spend millions of dollars, delay tactics, until I die, right? Because they know goddamn well they don't have a freaking prayer of beating me. Because in Supreme Court, you have to prove it not beyond a reasonable doubt, but within reason. I would annihilate beyond reasonable doubt. I want people to really get that through their heads. Like, why was he doing a court case? Because I have DNA. Because I have dozens of witnesses I have personally taken out, from PhDs, wildlife biologists, all these incredible, iconic men, judges, lawyers, doctors of the highest caliber, businessmen, you name it, have come out and seen a Sasquatch with me. And if you commit a murder, and I have 30 freaking witnesses that say, yeah, I saw you do it, men and women of the highest caliber, and if I have DNA, and I have photographic evidence of the crime, I got news for you, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to jail. If they're going to execute somebody, it's going to be a cut. I got videos, photos, DNA, eyewitness accounting, dermal ridges in the fingerprints. The highest level of fingerprint expert, Jimmy Chilcott, was going to come out and start proving that those dermals, those foots, the anatomy of the foot, Jeff Meldrum, it just goes on and on and on, guys. I would have absolutely annihilated Fish and Wildlife. They would have had not a goddamn prayer. The only reason they walked away is they got it not to get into court. They made it, they backdoored me. I went into what I thought was a knife fight, they had guns. That's the way I would explain it, right? Just wasn't ready. I'm ready now. And if I go back, it'll be a whole different ball game. But you guys really got to understand that. If you have literally, you can tell people, do you have any respect for a court of law? If someone has DNA, photographs, 100, how many eyewitnesses do you think I could get? I mean, let's have a good laugh. Can you imagine? In British Columbia or Washington State or Montana or Wyoming or California, Oregon, like this list goes on and on. If I went to any one of those states, can you imagine if I said, hi, anybody who's going to sign an affidavit swearing they've seen a Sasquatch, come and testify? Do you know how many people I'd have show up? Are you kidding me? Like 10,000 people would show up in Washington State. There was a story they did on me for the court case in British Columbia, and they went to Harrison Hot Springs. It's a good hot spot. They have Sasquatch Park there. They went to a spot, and every reporter, when they do a story, you need to have a pro and a con, just responsible. So these are the people that agree with the court case, and these are the people that disagree. They literally did 50 interviews. I couldn't find one person that disagreed with my court case in Harrison Hot Springs. Are you kidding me? Half of them like, yeah, it's about time someone did that. I saw a Sasquatch. My dad saw a Sasquatch. My uncle saw a Sasquatch. We know all about Sasquatch. This is the culture there. So I can literally have, not even exaggerating, minimally in any one of these places, 2,000 witnesses show up. We're going to spend 4 months going through eyewitness testimony where people will even go, the Sasquatch I saw looks like that. That's what Todd calls Jake. Oh, they look like the Jane. Oh, look like Kubota. Like you literally, if you're not on board, if you take a minute to look at the freaking evidence that I even personally have myself, you're gonna be like, this is a de facto discovery. It's literally happened, and we're just waiting for it, the rest of pop culture to catch up. And am I passionate? A little bit. Am I confident? Oh my God. Because everything I'm telling you is the truth. You can look at newspaper articles. Paleo DNA came back, and the DNA was outstanding that I was able to capture. It was absolutely brilliant and amazing. I did it actually on the episode of Survivor Man Bigfoot, where I collected the DNA where he'd been interacting with Sasquatch, and we have evidence of that, right? So it's just totally spectacular, guys. Like this is, for the people that just can't wrap their head around it, they simply have my sympathy, because you can't see the truth. It's been around. The Patterson footage is real. So all the way back in the 1967, we had the sickest piece of evidence you could ever imagine. I have nothing but respect for that video. It is literally, I cannot any longer even say 99.9% likely that the Patterson footage is real. It's 100%. I've literally done the data, the math behind it. It's literally 1 in 100 centillion, the odds of them having faked that. And if you can understand that odds, if there's a 1 in 100 centillion, and I can prove this mathematically, if there was a lottery like that, every human being in the world could play it for 1,000,000 years and nobody would win. That's the numbers I'm talking about. So it's just literally impossible. So if you know about calculus and derivatives, forget about it. There's no question that the Patterson footage is legitimate and real through the test of time, what we know now, what we've learned over the last 50 plus years of it. So hello, Todd, mods, and Sabe family. Black Diamond DC. How do you know Sabe? Sabe is Blackfoot for Sasquatch, which I really think. You convinced Les Stroud good enough for me. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. Hey, Black Diamonds, boom. Do you sell Sasquatch photos? I'm gonna. So the Patreons are getting the stuff. I'm so there's a whole business here that I'm just not doing. And it's frustrating because with expeditions, with YouTube videos, with the Warner Brothers deal, the feature films, the TV shows, all that stuff, it's just like I'm just spent. Like I have this incredible collection of Sasquatch photographs and videos, and it should be all available. And I really want to get that done in 2025. So because when I to me, just so you guys are aware, like I want to show you guys this. So so this is why I started putting my photos and stuff together. So I would, so this is the Patterson, amazing. That's a cool photograph. Here's one of mine. They're enormous, right? I've got the Jane collection's got like 6 of them. But when I look at this beautiful, Patterson footage, and Roger Patterson didn't sign it. I don't have that, and that would be absolutely spectacular if I had that. But so Jeff Meldrum signed this, which I think is totally spectacular. And he's done so much work and he's so passionate about this film. He deserves so much recognition for it. But when I see this and I see this up on a wall, oh my God, I think it's so special. It's so cool, And I would like my expeditioners to have a photograph of me. Like I used to have some kicking around. Just have a photo of us out in the wilderness, and then sign them, a copy of these photographs, and then put up on the wall. I think that it's really special. It's really fantastic. It's really amazing. And I won't be around forever. Like Roger Patterson isn't Bob Gimlin. He's amazing. He's so tough. He's still around. That's amazing. I have an autograph from Bob Gimlin. He actually signed one of my photographs, and I think that's amazing. Got some pictures with him. But this is just this history to me, guys. Like I am not so much sentimental, but isn't this amazing? Like look at that. And Dr. Meldrum's not going to be around forever. John Benedigo's gone. And I've got an autograph of him in his book. I absolutely love that man. But we're not going to last forever, and I think this is historic, guys. There'll be a day, like Bob Gimlin was the one that told me this. There'll be a day where people come around, because Bob Gimlin was hated for so long and disrespected and treated like absolute garbage because everybody thought he was crazy because he said Sasquatch was real and the footage was real. But now he goes around, he has a really cool life, and people respect him and give him lifetime achievement awards and all this cool stuff. I remember him telling me, he said, one day that's going to be you, Todd. He said, the way you're getting it right now, that was me when I was younger. They were giving me heat, they were disrespecting me, and one day it's all going to turn, Todd. And there's going to be, he says, I want you to remember, there's going to be some young person that comes after you, and you're going to recognize the truth in him. You're going to see the integrity of him, and make sure you back him up. Make sure you look him in the eye and go, you know what, you persevere. Like this meant so much to me, that Bob Gimlin is such a freaking great man. Like what an absolute hero. No wonder he had success with Sasquatch. I admire like these people. You ask me, how do I deal with the ridicule and stuff? And I don't have time to go thank Bob Gimlin, to thank all the incredible men and women that support me and that are here saying, all this amazing stuff for me. I don't have time to thank all of you. Why would I spend any time with these people that are just angry, swearing, like, hostile? There's no place for that. I've literally, I've had all these really cool jobs. I've been a lifeguard, I've been a pasteurizer, I've worked in construction, I've been a crane op. It just goes on and on. I've done a lot of different things, and been to university, studied biology, but I've never met, in all the fields and all the great things I've done. I played, very high level football. Um, I've never met so many people of integrity, of integrity, like never. It's been absolutely astonishing. I have so much respect for these men and women that are in my life right now. And it's all because of the Sasquatch research. So never forget that about me. my I just came back from Nia Bay. I got these incredible elders and these magnificent men and women that teach and guide me, that were such incredible colleagues. I'm going on expedition with these amazing human beings I've been out with multiple times before, and even new people, just of the highest caliber. Like we're so lucky, guys, to have this. I'm so fortunate to be able to go through and find the cream of the crop to do expeditions. And if you want to do an expedition with me, you better jump on board. I got some backdoor stuff that's happening. I got a couple little spots and it's actually what I'd like to do now. And James Penner is aware of this, as I'm very interested in non-athletic people that can come out and do expeditions. So I am going to expand off into that. I've got a couple people on board right now. I'm going to work that out. But people get afraid about how hard it is, and it is. That the hikes that we do are tough. You got to be in good shape. But there's going to be expeditions I do where you don't have to be fit. Like, and what changed me was a gentleman who has like heart problems, and he appealed to me, and he was a really cool man of integrity, and he got to me, he touched me, spiritually, and I cued and I said, okay, I'm going to give you a shot. I'm not going to lead an expedition, but I'm going to get you taken care of. So if you really want this, if this is something that you're very passionate about, you can get through to me, and we'll work this out. We'll get you out there. You may not do an expedition with me, but there's other ways to get you out there, and other people. James Penner, as an example, that can guide you and take care of you. So yeah, there's good stuff going on, guys. So the discoveringbigfoot.org is the website. Go there, check it out. And there's just, if you want the expedition, Work for it. Let's make a deal. Let's get it out. So why are Jane's eyes black? Jane's eyes aren't black. They look black there. I love this one. Just different angles. Yeah, they look pretty. They look dark brown there. I don't think they look black, but they're not. Jane's eyes are not black. So there's the best photos I have. Believe me, I've looked at them and I've kept the color and the saturation appropriate. And yeah, they're kind of a lighter brown, but there's also in the sunlight. The shadowy shots, they look really dark brown. They don't really look black. Kubota's eyes are freaking black. Like, holy crap. But Kubota is black, like jet black, except for a little bit of gray now. Jane was young, brown eyes. Jake has brown eyes. So yeah, that's what I see. Um, Yo, is this live a short? I don't know what that means. Royal Creations, Kathy Elizabeth is a genuine champ and Nessie researcher from those interested in Loch Ness. Fantastic. That's so cool. Well, a portion of the convoy got cut off. LOL. I don't know what that means. Andy, the more Sasquatch info we receive, the more we learn. That's absolutely correct. Thank you. Helen, Spencer, and Scully say hi. The more you get into, the more you see that they're much, much more than a smart ape, right? That agreed. That's all I have to say about that. I like to say correct, but how about I am on the same page as you? Did the flare mess with you? Did the flare mess with them in any way? Yeah, I never thought about that. I never thought about that. You know what though? When I think about it, it should have, but it didn't. They just didn't. They seemed unfair. Like this flare, guys. If you've seen those road flares, they go, and they're like exploding, popping. I literally was waving that stuff around at Sasquatch. They didn't seem to give two craps. They were just like in this absolute state of assertion and zen. It seemed to do nothing. Like when I would wave a flare at them, the trajectory that Sasquatch was walking did not move. They didn't come within, arm's reach of me, and even, but I tell you guys, when they're like freaking 5 yards away from you and they're walking like past you and you could see them and you can smell them and you can hear them and you can feel them, like it'll get you. Even when the first Sasquatch popped up, it started growling at me before I even started recording. I show expeditioners like where I was sleeping by the rock and how the Sasquatch stood up. He was like 9.5 feet tall. For we're on a slope. Like if you saw the episode of Survivor Man when we spent the night there, it's really steep. But there's a boulder there that I would sleep on that would kept me from rolling down the hill. And he stood up over that and started growling at me, and I could see him from above. And when I rolled a little bit, it was right there. Like, oh my God. That must have been, I get goosebumps thinking about it right now. Like he must have been 5 feet away from me going, oh, that really deep guttural growl. And you can feel your body shaking from like, it's so deep because they're so big and it just emanates so powerful. They're so strong. There's so much energy behind it. I tell you, man, I crack a flare as a last resort. I couldn't crack that flare fast enough. It was like, flare now. Like there was just no discussion because of what he did. And as I cracked the flare open, if anything, they just got closer. They were like, we're not intimidated by that. You are not scaring us. So, and although they never came close enough, as I was holding the flare off, it speckles a little, which it doesn't hurt because it's speckling on me. I had a grip on it, but they never got within 3 yards of the flare, 5 yards of the flare. It's just, it's hard because I tell you, my eyewitness accounting, it's hard for me to think about that. I don't actually like talking about it. I never watched that. As soon as I hear that, I'm there again. Can you understand that? I'm in that moment. Like I swear word hated watching that in the beginning. Like when I showed that to Survivor Man, I said, I want you to play this and I'm going to go walk over there. And as I walked away, I could still hear it. Get out of here. Ah! And I was like, ugh, like I don't want to hear that. It puts you right back in that situation that was so significant, such a powerful moment. That stuff is burned in my head. I can see the Sasquatch. Like every sound I make, I remember who I was screaming at and what was happening and all the stuff that was going on. And I was just like, man, I just don't, I'm not so bad now because it's been, over a decade, but I still feel it and I still don't like watching it. So what's your favorite one that you've seen? God. Did the flare mess with? Okay, so we did that one. What was the favorite one that you've seen? Well, it used to be Jake. I used to love Jake, but he's gone. I kind of, I don't mind saying, like, I like the big dominant male Seeger. Yeah, I like the chieftain. I mean, I have so much respect for all of them, but I don't know if it's a favorite one, but if there's anybody that I want to take an apple out of my hand, like I want it to be the chief. I want it to be the tribal leader. I want it to be the big boss. I want the biggest, toughest tribal boss leader, the main man. I want him to come down and take that apple out of my hand, if anybody. That's my goal. Because that's the hardest one. That would be the scariest one, and that would be the most rewarding one, right? 100%. So that's my dream, that's my goal. And I can see it being another Sasquatch, and that's okay. But yeah, that's I can actually see that, and I've been thinking about that a lot. There's actually a picture, a beautiful photograph that I look at sometimes. It's a Sasquatch sitting down with a native man. It's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful, artistic. Maybe some of you have seen it. I don't really show it much. I don't pan it around. I just keep it on my phone. And man, I would love to sit down with a Sasquatch like that. Like that is what's my dream. I have a lot of dreams. I have a lot of hopes. I have a lot of big goals that we're achieving. But man, that would excite me to the point of like what just going that next level, growing up to that next piece of success. And I promise you guys, I will always be sharing it. I will always be open and transparent with you. If I'm not like that, then I'm in the wrong place, because that's what Sabe means. Sabe means honesty in the Blackfoot tradition, which is probably definitely my favorite. Is they're honest, they're true, they're transparent, they're open. And that's what telepathy is. It just such it's. Oh, when I read that in the seven sacred teachings of Sasquatch, when I saw the Sabe, which is Sasquatch, and I read what it said, I literally almost fell over, and it was just like it was life changing. It was like, oh my God, they know Sasquatch, like they know, and I knew it. I knew they were telling the truth. I knew it was real. I knew it, and it was just like such an epiphany. It made me feel so good too, to see that these Blackfoot people are so aware and so brilliantly connected, and their knowledge is just it's flawless. Like it's like 10 sentences, maybe seven, and it's just like everything just resonated with me. I was like, boom, I was just feeling this. Whoa, that's Sabe, that's Sasquatch. Is so, man, I love it. And a lot of us that do the research regularly love that. They would call them Sabe. And I absolutely love that. So there's my favorite. So I live up north. My ancestors even have a name for Bigfoots called, oh my God, what a cool name, Mayo Hare Pax or Mayo Hare Pulis. Well, Howard, please, I have so much appreciation for you and your ancestors and what you've acquired and your information. I would love to hear that. I would love to know about that. I can see, like, I've been in places, like at least a half a dozen places, where the native people have names for Sasquatch, and it's freaking brilliant. Like in Nordegg, I met with some native people there who were hugely supportive of me. And I said, the Sasquatch like you, and they're very excited that you're here and all these cool things. And they said, we call them Winchester Tunga. And they told me the sentence. I was with expeditioners, and my expeditioners were there just going, this is so cool, right? I was like, you guys don't mind if we talk to this elder? Like, they're like, yes, please. Like, this is an incredible moment. You could feel the power behind it. And these elders came to us and they said, so say this, say Winchester Tunga and the rest of this sentence. And we did, and it was amazing. And Winchester, you know what Winchester Tunga means? It means tall teacher. Isn't that cool? Like, that's one of my favorite names of Sasquatch too. It's just, and nobody knows this. Nobody's documented this. I've never heard Winchester Tunga. It's me and the three people that were out on that expedition got to document that. That's literally the native people who live in Nordegg, in specifically the town of Nordegg. Those native elders told me all about this place to go and where they are, all this magnificent stuff. So it was just a wonderful experience. But Winchester, isn't that cool? Winchester Tunga, right? Tall teacher. Wow. And it makes so much sense. So Soup Rice says, are you going to be involved with Lestrau's new project, The Question of Bigfoot? No, I have not been invited to that. And that's okay. I wish him the best. I hope he has exceptional success. And if he asks me, I'll be very open and good to work with him. Would you like to go on an expedition with Todd? There you go. More information. It may not be with Todd. I really want the expeditions to not be about Todd Standing. No. if you have chemistry with Kyle, if you have chemistry and you like Ashley, you have chemistry and you like James, and I'm going to just keep building on it. I want more and more people. But it's not about Todd Standing. And I've taught these people everything I know. They can take you on the tour and get you that success. It's really, yeah, it's just not about Todd Standing. It never was. I hope people are not referring to the footage as the standing footage, like the Patterson film, right? The the Paul Freeman footage. I don't want that. And you notice how it's not caught on? I don't let that happen. It's the discovering Bigfoot footage. It's always that. And I want other people to get footage. I want other people that work with us to participate and collect it. It's all about the discovery process. I literally feel I know that Sasquatch allowed me to get this footage, have put it out there, and it's not mine. It's ours, all of yours. As the Discovering Bigfoot family, it's our footage, guys. And I ain't playing. I mean that. Like I'm saying this from the heart. Send me an email and ask me, and I'll talk to you. We'll have a discussion about things. Because yeah, this is there's a gentleman who's going to Bigfoot conferences and he's selling my photographs. All I had to do was ask. Like I just think it's amazing. I love this stuff. It's really I promised my teacher, my native teacher, my Northern Cree elder, with video 3, after I got it, he looked at it. He was just like, he's like, you're really meant to do this. Like, you're something special. I'm like, I'm not. This is just, I just got lucky. He's like, oh my God. Like, that's a Sasquatch. They gave you that footage. They said, you know what you have to do? This is your very first test. This is way back in like 2007. He says, don't you dare monetize that. Don't you dare sell that. Sasquatch gave you that and use that for Sasquatch. And I wanted to do that so badly. And you know what? I did. Ever heard of the Bigfoot species protection petition? Mm-hmm. You know what happens? When you came to a theater and you saw that footage and you saw me at the theater going, thank you very much. All the proceeds from this showing go to the local SPCA, Animal Rights Shelter. And all I'm here for is to ask you to sign the species protection petition that I used to convince the Canadian government to recognize them as a species. And that did very well. That did excellent. There's all sorts of results. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But that was a spectacular movement forward. And I never sold that. I had freaking Inside Edition and all these Fox people calling me and wanting to make money. No, this has to be used to help and move this discovery process forward. I had a lot to learn, and I was in my infancy. Actually, I was quite, naive and very green at that time. I thought the discovery was going to be done in a couple months. That's how funny that was, right? But I did. I held true. I've never sold that footage. I've never made any money off that footage. It was for the discovery of Sasquatch, and I've learned the richer, deeper meaning to that, because it's not just about that. It's much deeper than that. It's not even, this isn't even about the discovery of Sasquatch so much anymore. It's much more about the health and wellness of this planet, of saving humanity and saving nature and wilderness. It's way deeper than just finding even Sasquatch. It's so much more than that. And that's what I teach people on expeditions. And man, we're doing so absolutely fantastic. Thanks, Quinn, for your kind words. Appreciate it. James Penner says, this will be the last thing I do today. India Bay recently asked to see, oh yeah, that was so cool. That was so cool. Congratulations to you, James. So James was out on expedition. We had this incredible mind speak going on, all these amazing, like mind speak and there's a Sasquatch. Mind speak and they're booming around and tracks and all this cool stuff. But specifically, I'll talk what James had told me. And he's very, very proud of, and I'm so proud of James for this, because he's worked really hard. He's come a long way, and man, he's getting great success. And he's had to, it's not easy. It's not been easy for him. He's got a lot going on. But so he says here, recently I asked to see them and received a picture in my mind of a Sasquatch face I'd never seen before. Point being that I'd seen many previous images, but not that image. So what James is saying, so he asked to see one, and he wanted to see one. But the Sasquatch say, okay, you want to see us? And they sent him a mind speak of one. And so James, in his mind, is looking and he's seen a Sasquatch, and it's not from his imagination. It's not from something he's previously seen. He saw a brand new kind of Sasquatch in a brand new atmosphere. And in his heart, he'll tell you that he knows that that was not something he conjured in his mind. It was a projection from a Sasquatch. And you know how cool that is? So he asked to see a Sasquatch, and they showed him a Sasquatch. Isn't that awesome? And I tell you, he was so happy, and he was talking about it to all the people, and I was so happy for him, because that was, I mean, that's something. And in time, now James, so what happens is James is at this level, and he goes, "Root," and he's kind of, as he goes to that level, what you do is you get here and you kind of go like this, and you go boop, and then you stay there. So he's kind of melding that. And once he gets new information and new knowledge and new experiences, he'll solidify there, and he'll realize to the heart and soul of him, all doubt will be gone. I don't even think he has doubt right now, but there's just a level of when you concrete things, and then you're doing that, and that's happening to you. Like, you get that lesson, and then you go back home and you get more lessons, and you see it all the time, and you realize this is absolutely factual truth, and I can do this. So wow, that's incredible up leveling. I'm so proud of you, my friend. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. Oh my God, I would get shot. There's like 500 more questions down here. That's amazing. So here's just close to the bottom. Rando D says, avoid us, but also keep taking pictures from very far away. Cool. And mountain lions exist in Pennsylvania and are extremely hard to find. There you go. Cool stuff is going on, right? So Mr. Jamestown, oh my God, boom, stuff still popping up. Todd's photos and videos are because of his military sniper background. And so I've trained with snipers. So I don't have any gun expertise. I trained with snipers from Canada, US, and South Africa, and a couple European stuff. And even with Cree natives and stalking and duck diving, the native tracking skills. But I've trained with snipers, trained by snipers in survival, evasion, escape, counter surveillance, evasion, stalking, all these things, but not shooting. I don't shoot distance guns. So I have all that training, but it's not in the military. I never joined the military. I was never part of the military, but high level snipers have worked with me, and we've done stalking, all that kind of stuff, that everything with the exception of even like their physical training, their knowledge of tracking and backgrounds and ecology, which is good, but the natives have taken me to a whole other level where I could school the hell out of what the military knows. So, but anyways, I just want to make that clear, because people make that mistake. It says clearly trained by a military sniper, and at that time I had one sniper that was training me, who hooked me up with another, and all these men, these wilderness expert snipers that have tremendous experience in all over Canada, the US, and South Africa was so important, because they have Sasquatch in Africa. But these South African snipers, man, their stalks with the uh, the buffalo that they have, that's so important, and lions and all the cool ecologies out there. Man, they taught me so much. I had such an incredible experience with those two gentlemen who came out to Canada, and we did some really amazing stuff. I've never been to South Africa yet, but they taught me so much. So I have been trained by them, but I've also been trained by John Betternagel. I've been trained by Survivor Man. I've been trained by Cree elders, Apache, Macaw natives, like Nakotas. The list just goes on and on. So I have all this experience, and I take it very, very much to heart. I'm so grateful for all that I've learned, the lessons. I've been on a journey of being a student for so long, and it's just been a wonderful, exceptional journey. And I'm so grateful for you all, to the support that you give to this discovery process. Thank you very much. So much more to come, guys. Can't promise anything, because I'm just buried in paperwork to do and all these. I just got so much crap going on here, hard drives all over the place. So busted my butt making sure that next series comes out, that the expeditions are flowing amazing this year, and then I'll get back up. There'll be tons of stuff on YouTube, guys. Tons of new things coming. I'm literally like 5 videos back, and I know so many people are pissed at me because I actually have Sasquatch footage that I can release, and I want to talk about. I was going to hold it for Gaia, but they've been kind of dragging their feet. The Gaia network. I'm actually going to be on Gaia in a couple months, but they're not going to take that footage. So thank you, Bill, and for recording this footage. And it's amazing stuff. And we're going to do a breakdown of it. And so there's so much amazing stuff that I've got in the queue, and it's all supposed to be coming out. But I just got so many crazy priorities right now. So I just want to thank you so much for your patience. We're doing so good. It's going to be such an amazing year. I'm so excited about it, and so much more to come. So y'all take care of yourself. Bye for now.